Live at 5, a new set of decision makers at the Atlanta-based Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Well, newly appointed vaccine advisors for the agency met today to talk about immunization recommendations that could impact your family. It's happening just a few weeks after U.S. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. fired the existing panel. Atlanta News first reporter Abby Kasuris reports.
7 new members of the CDC's Vaccine Advisory Board met Wednesday, hearing presentations from current CDC researchers on the efficacy of COVID-19 and RSV vaccines. CDC studies show that COVID-19 is still a threat. 32,000 to 51,000 deaths and more than 250,000 hospitalizations since last year. At highest risk, seniors, children under 2, and infants under 6 months, who could have some protection if their mom gets vaccinated during pregnancy. Before the panel, HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy announced COVID-19 vaccines would no longer be recommended for healthy children or pregnant women.
Which was completely rife and pervasive with pharmaceutical conflicts.
Dr. Tony Fiore, infectious disease expert and former CDC employee, says the panel's decision could cost lives.
And they also have the power that can save lives if they're willing to carefully look at the literature and convince people who have now begun to doubt the effectiveness of immunizations.
The American Academy of Pediatrics announced while the meeting was underway that they would publish their own vaccine schedule for children, calling the current situation no longer a credible process. 2 of the advisors have testified in courtroom trials, and a third suggests that vaccines should be removed from the market, citing risks to young people. Fiore says that the power they hold is important. Insurance companies use the recommendations to decide if they'll cover the cost of vaccines, and there's public perception. Vaccine hesitancy is growing in states like Georgia. The average person doesn't have the time to comb through pages and pages of data. For moms and dads making important decisions for their household, these recommendations matter.
The panel that seems to more focus on trying to stir the pot and not really looking at the evidence that doesn't support their pre-existing viewpoint is a real problem.
Georgia Senators Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff among senators writing to the secretary after the board shakeup, calling on him to reverse his decision and accusing him of trying to, quote, undermine vaccine confidence in the United States.
Now, the Health and Human Services Department gave us a statement saying these protests are nothing more than a dog and pony show with a lack of serious credibility, evidenced by their Halloween costumes. Secretary Kennedy has appointed some of the most highly qualified individuals to serve on the ACIP committee, end quote. Now, tomorrow we do expect a vote on the influenza vaccine.